cool. It has a lot of interesting text.
There's definitely choices in Carl's deck.
So many choices that I can't wait to see if he draws. But Tavion coming with the pure Mitsurugi deck. It's going to be an epic match for sure. Sounds like Carl won the die roll, so let's get right into it. Game number 1 here, round 7, YCS, Providence, Rhode Island.
Stand by.
Nothing gets me more excited than when two titans of the game take each other on at the highest level like a YCS, and it looks like Tavion's going to start with Fualos.
Immediately, too. Very interesting here. I wonder what he's playing around at this point, because, you know, you're not...
The one talent?
Yeah, the one talent. Are you really respecting it that much that you didn't want to wait? Or does that just mean his hand is so good that he wants to see Carl pass?
Could be the case here, but the bonfire is Carl's going to add extra zeal. Let's see where he navigates this
now with
next.
the knowledge that he's under.
I saw a lot of Mulcharmies in Carl's hand. Not what you want to see when you're going first, but the extra zeal will be nice.
Flip swing. Activate. Yep.
I wonder if at this point both players have knowledge into the opposing matchup, because they've been in the top tables for quite some time. They've probably been able to see the other players, especially when you're known players. It's very frequent that word gets around, right? I think a decision could have been made if you have a stack of Mulcharmies in your hand and you got hit with something like Fualos, you could pass the turn back knowing that you will likely survive. But if you know you're playing against Pure Mitsurugi, they will give you minimal draws and the game will end.
They can put a lot of damage out very quickly, that is for sure. But now he's going to follow up the special summon of X and Sword with a summon of Ice RYZEAL. That's going to special summon a monster from the deck, and this is going to give Tavion his first card to be drawn from that Mulcharmy Fualos.
Interesting choice to even go for it in this position. He didn't have to summon Ice to extend at this point, but we can set up the Star RYZEAL now.
Star RYZEAL, brand new secret rare out of Alliance Insight. It's going to be able to set a RYZEAL Speller Trap on. Once it was special summon, he's going to set RYZEAL Cross and activate it.
Yeah, he's just going to flip it up immediately. No point setting it down here.
All right, let's see where he goes next. He knows he's going to have to at least give Tavion one more draw. Let's see if he goes for Duo Drive or Detonator. Looks like it's going to be straight into the Detonator, so another draw here for Tavion.
Detonator with an Eclipse Twins. With the Eclipse Twins is not live. There is no other Xyz monster that is usable, so we're going to have to give another draw here. Is that going to be Baguska? I imagine Baguska is the one if you're trying to survive the turn.
Duo.
Oh no, it's going to be Duo Drive here. Okay.
But I do like he is showing off what Alliance Insight did to change the RYZEAL strategy. A lot of times you're going to be able to access that RYZEAL Cross from the new RYZEAL, Star RYZEAL, with before you even go into Duo Drive, so you can almost guarantee that you're going to get to be able to resolve that effect. As long as you can avoid something like Infinite Impermanence.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, at least you already have Cross and Detonator, right?
True.
And Impermanence on the Duo Drive there is not going to the Detonator.
So yeah, it really extended the plays with that Star RYZEAL.
I mean, this gives you a little bit more flexibility, right? If you have access to Cross outside of Duo Drive and you can still resolve Duo Drive, that means you can search some, you know, potentially win more cards, like that RYZEAL plugin.
Plugin and Node RYZEAL.
We'll see how far Carl chooses to commit here. If he's already given him 2 draws, what's one more?
You know, it's funny. We're looking back at YCS Houston, where Carl's brother Pascal won with Memento. He said he played that deck because it had such a good matchup against RYZEAL. I wonder if he got a lot of his testing from just dueling with his brother.
For sure.
So he knew all those key points of
It's always a team effort, right?
Oh, definitely. And now Node RYZEAL is going to be special summon. He's going to send one of those Mulcharmies from the hand of the graveyard to try and special summon back level 4. But that's going to be met by Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion.
Do you opt to use your Cross here, or do you respect something like Nibiru the Primal Being?
Plugin.
No, we're just going to activate Plugin, allow the Ghost Bell to resolve. Going to be able to Reborn the Sword RYZEAL and attach a material likely to the Duo Drive here, or maybe just put it under the Detonator, because why not?
You're going to be able to get RYZEAL Plasma Hole underneath that Duo Drive.
Yep, and Plasma Hole also in the deck because you can get it for essentially free now because you have the flexibility while having just more access to Cross.
Draw. That's fine. Plugin X.
I'm going to put back the plugin as well as another name to draw a card off Cross.
And you can tell Carl knows this deck well. Not a lot of thinking. It's kind of like he'd already probably looked at his opening hand when he got met with that Fualos and decided the route he was going to take. This was already all decided by him a long time ago.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of players are actually just choosing to play into the Charmies. It doesn't matter how many cards you have in hand.
Hey, if it works, it works. I mean, it's a little more. Make that decision a little more than when you're facing down something like Max C, which is forbidden in the TCG. But Match Duel players, I know you still have to deal with that. But Max C, you're going to get a lot more draws in this special summoning. But with something like Fualos, you're still going to get like 2 to 3 draws. But it's not as like devastating as Max C would be. But you were right. Bagooska was on his mind, and that was where he was going to end up going in the end. Bagooska really strong against pure MITSURUGI.
Yep.
Bagooska just kind of strong against everything. Like it's like even if Malice is like a link deck, you can't really get to that point while Bagooska's on the field, right? You have to resolve several effects before you can really start climbing.
Yeah, he's terribly tired, but he's hanging around. So Tavion with a lot of cards in hand, but we're going to see how he's going to navigate. He wants more cards. He's going to start with Pot of Extravagance. That's what I'm saying. These players are not playing like conventional decks. They definitely have some cool tech choices, and this is Pot of Extravagance here in the pure MITSURUGI deck.
I mean, the MITSURUGI deck doesn't really need its extra deck. I imagine most of those slots are either just very specific choices to help you combo, or cards for Pot of Prosperity, Gordian Slicer, Ultimate Slayer, you know?
Definitely. Tavion start. I wish how many cards are in his hand? So many. He's spreading them out, looking at all. I mean, it has to be at least like 8 or 9. And now I mentioned that there is a new MITSURUGI ritual spell, and that's going to be MITSURUGI Mirror.
Mirror. That's a ritual summon from hand.
It's basically just a normal ritual spell from the hand or grave. But
it summons from graveyard, which is something
cool.
that MITSURUGI was actually missing. But I mean, not really, because all the MITSURUGI cards coming back from the graveyard by themselves, no ritual summoning required.
It's not bad for your follow-up, though. But MITSURUGI Mirror are just going to be used here like a traditional ritual spell. Going to send one of the rituals to summon out Ame no Murakamo.
Yeah, Futsu will now trigger in the graveyard to go ahead and add any MITSURUGI card.
Just Futsu. I will...
It looks like we're going to be opting to use Cross here.
Oh, wait, I cannot detach. I will detach to negate with Cross.
Yep, he is going to use the RYZEAL Cross. Surely he doesn't have all the cards he needs already in his hand.
Activate Ame.
Okay, now we can activate Habakiri. We're going to go ahead and summon a monster from deck and then tribute one of those monsters on the field off.
Habakiri, part of those brand new MITSURUGI cards that came out in Alliance Insight.
We talked about custom cards before. I mean, that's probably the most custom card I've ever read.
It's a good one. Does a lot for you. You're able to get access to a search for a summoning of MITSURUGI and tributing it. And you can also do a lot of cool things with MITSURUGIs as well. As if you tribute off the field, you're going to get another additional card to your hand. I mean, I think the new MITSURUGI cards are a lot of the reasons why a lot of people are making sure to include Droll and Lockbird in their deck here this weekend.
So this was an interesting one. He opted for Wosu, which is essentially like a pseudo kaiju.
Discarding food.
Yeah. Goes back there.
I mean, that's a very easy out to Bagooska. He gets to tribute one from his side of the field and one from your opponent's.
Summoning condition, it doesn't activate.
Yeah, it's summoning condition.
It is a really cool card that's going to be able to help him deal with that Bagooska, as you mentioned there.
I mean, this is the opposite of what Carl wants to see, a searchable out to Bagooska when your opponent has 13 cards in hand. Kind of rough.
I mean, when you see a recent YCS champion playing a brand new deck, basically, at least in the pure form, like pure MITSURUGI wasn't really heard of before Alliance Insight, you have to know that there is something there, because he definitely tested and prepared for this event. And he's already 6-0. I played in a lot of YCSs. I didn't go 6-0 in a lot of them, so it's definitely a good feeling once you get that many wins under your belt. You don't have to live life on the edge, but yeah, here it comes. He's going to be able to tribute.
Defense mode? Oh, no, it's going to summon at the same time. All right.
Yep, going to tribute off the Bagooska.
Sure.
And the Habakiri from his hand.
Perfect.
Habakiri will now be able to trigger as well.
That's effect to add, right?
Yep.
But now the Bagooska is no longer on the field, so Carl can use that RYZEAL detonator now. He's going to want to go after maybe the Ame no Murakamo. No.
Oh, both of these can be destroyed, correct? Nothing's
Yeah.
protecting them.
There's nothing protecting them, but Ame no Murakamo does have an effect on the field that can respond to almost negate a card effect as long as you don't discard a card.
Yeah, and I think he has plenty of dead Mulcharmies in his hand that would be happy to discard one of those.
Interesting.
He had so many Mulcharmies. He had 4 Mulcharmies going first.
All right, so I like what happened here. He chained the detonator to the effect of Murakumo to destroy it, but then still add resolution, negating the effect of the Murakumo by discarding the Meows from hand. But still, only the Eclipse Twins now, so likely the detonator will have to use its own effect on itself on the next activation just to make it live again. There is the Plasma Hole in the graveyard. I'm not really sure what it's going to be able to do in this position.
Resolving.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if it's going to be helpful, but Carl is definitely low on cards. Tavion with a plentiful hand, going to be able to add Mitsurugi prayers here from the deck to the hand.
A lot of resources finally being used now. Now we're back to 5 cards in hand.
Finally, just down to 5 now. Maybe, is it 6? No, it is 5, okay.
It looks like we're going to be normal summoning. Is that Kusanagi?
It's not Sanji.
Normal summon.
Kusanagi hits the field, able to add back from the graveyard. Or banished.
Looks like he's thinking about the Mitsurugi original. Nope,
you use
he's going to go for
prayers
Fitsu.
Interesting choice, going for a monster in this position.
Target. Thinking on target.
Yep.
The detonator will be detaching Eclipse Twins, targeting itself.
Because now he has the Baguska in the graveyard along with the Eclipse Twins. Yep, so the Baguska can attach to the detonator. Or he could summon Baguska.
He could summon Baguska back. Looks like we're going to be chaining prayers here. Opting to... looks like... Is he going to tribute? I guess is the real question. We are going to be tributing as... Oh, well. Not sure.
This is like the first break in constant focused gameplay that we've actually had a chance to think.
Yep.
So he's going to tribute the Futsu from the hand.
Which has already been used, so he's not going to get any additional... Yeah. But now he's able to add a card from hand and then pay 800 to special summon back one of those monsters from hand or grave. Likely going to be reborning the Murakumo here.
That's another copy of Habakiri to the hand. That you mentioned that being a custom card is a powerful effect, but it is once per duel at least, so we won't be able to do that again.
I only think you need to resolve it once, Billy.
Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. But yeah, the Ame Nomura combo is going to come back, and he is going to summon back the Baguska with a detonator on it.
You can't actually. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. See, the way Carl plays, he knew that he's not thinking, he's guiding himself. When it becomes second nature. It's such an awesome thing to see with Veteran Duelist.
This mirror?
I'm a big Carl fan. If you didn't know that. When he beat me so badly in my feature match, he earned so much respect from me.
I gotta admit, Carl beats me every time too.
That's what I'm saying. He's tough. He's a tough opponent. He is a tough opponent.
He got lucky.
Sure.
But
they always do, don't they, Asala? They always do.
Have you been maxing every turn of the game? I have.
All right, now it looks like pre-preparation of rights is going to come down next here for Tavion.
Because the mirror was able to put itself back in the deck because a monster was tributed, he's able to add the mirror and then a monster from the grave or hand, or deck that is listed on the mirror.
I think so, yeah.
This never came up.
It's not English?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surely either Tavion can't read or it's not in English. Yeah. I would go with probably a foreign language card there, so you want to make sure you look up the text.
Yeah. The ritual monster.
Yeah, so pre-preparation of rights is effectively the opposite effect of preparation of rights. Preparation of rights can add a monster from deck and then add the ritual spell from deck or graveyard. Pre-preparation has to add a spell from deck and then can add the monster from graveyard or deck.
It's good to know.
Cool, Pastor.
Man, see, Carl's setup gave him so many cards, but he knew he was going to have the RYZEAL Cross, the double-layered Baguska.
Yep.
Main phase 1?
Yep.
Has to detach from Baguska during the standby phase. Now play is back to Carl.
I mean, he gets to start the turn by drawing a card off cross if he so chooses.
I will.
Still has to deal with the Murakumo, which is not that much of a threat as long as he has cards in hand. I think the real important thing is he has to somehow avoid getting Nibiru'd, because that is where everything can go horribly wrong because it will trigger the Murakumo.
Yeah, the Mitsurugi does get some bonus effects from Nibiru attributing off all those monsters on the field. All right, but that draw on that draw is pretty huge. He doesn't have any materials that attach here for cross.
That's fine.
Tavion still has a lot of cards in his hand, but not a whole lot to threaten Carl's play right now.
4 cards in hand.
The one thing is the pure RYZEAL deck not good at closing a game out. It needs multiple turns to deal damage, and the Mitsurugi cards are so good at
72.
creating follow-up and being able to reduce your opponent's resources over time.
I'm just saying, if Tavion gets another turn, it would have been useful if Habakiri wasn't once per duel. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that tidbit out there. But we'll see if he's able to get another turn. But RYZEAL is going to be able to summon from the hand, sending down. Did he send?
I just want to point out, Billy, the last thing that we saw happen on Tavion's turn was add mirror, add ritual monster. I'm pretty sure.
He was just going to use it as a tribute. Yeah.
If he gets another turn, he's going to start ritual summoning all over the place.
Right,
but that's a big if, you know.
If, yeah. So the Eclipse Twin is going to summon back the Detonator. The Detonator on summon is going to attach another material underneath it.
Good old Meowls.
Thinking here.
Yep.
I mean, Carl's hand's pretty good.
Let's see if he has anything in his extra deck to handle a situation like this. Because he has to have been in positions like this before.
Almost somehow.
Right. Normal summon the Fualos, level 4.
Making use of all these Molcharmies that he opened up with going first. Excellent.
You get a little flash of his extra deck there. A lot of really cool cards. Some things that you don't typically see in a RYZEAL deck, but it looks like we're going to be going to the Ragna Zero.
Okay. Ragna Zero is a cool card. You can destroy any monster that doesn't have the same attack as their original attack, and you get to draw a card on top of that. We're going to discard the Nibiru to special summon Ice RYZEAL.
I think we're just trying to go for damage here because the Ragna Zero doesn't do anything currently. Duodrive has no material. How much defense does Murakuma have? Is it like 18, I think?
Not enough.
I know it's small. Okay, so that's 25?
Okay. He took 800.
And he took 800 from the prayers.
That is enough.
No, Carl, that's just insane. Like the way he played it. The thing that impresses me most is not like the place he came to. It was how fast
Field is going first against the pure RYZEAL strategy.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, being able to set up like Ami no Murakama to be able to summon it and board wipe during your opponent's turn is going to be key. Since he is playing like the pure Mitsurugi strategy, he might be playing like the quick play Mitsurugi ritual spell as well. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not well versed in the pure Mitsurugi strategy, but I assume just accumulating all of your rituals and getting them on the field, if you're going to be able to use them during your opponent's turn, is going to be key.
There's a couple variations that I've seen, and it depends on how much you're trying to commit to the end field here. But we'll have to see what Tavion chooses to do. As he leads with Pot of Prosperity, he's going to be eliminating some of his options right now. But as we mentioned, he's also playing Pot of Extravagance. I don't think he cares too much what's in here.
Yeah, it's focused heavily on the consistency. He wants to make sure he's able to play the games at the bare minimum. And Pot of Prosperity, one of the most consistent building cards that you can include in your deck.
There was a point when this card was released that I thought it became the second best pot card in my eyes. Like, honestly, there was an argument that it might be better than Pot of Greed. But only because, obviously, Pot of Greed, immediate +1, but Pot of Prosperity can get you anything.
And he has a selection here from the top 6. Solemn Strike, Pot of Extravagance, Ash Blossom. Probably won't be getting the Trap or Mitsurugi Ritual. Going to go for Habakiri.
Nothing on it.
I mean, that is your one-card combo.
And then he's going to activate it.
There is Molcharmi Fualos.
Does Tavion have Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring?
There it is.
Yep, so he's going to be able to stop the draws. Does Carl have another Molcharmi? He drew plenty of them when he went first.
He might have another option here.
Sanji effect.
All right, so he's going to summon Sanji, and then Sanji's going to tribute off the field. Now Sanji will be able to add from the deck to the hand. But Carl's going to Ash Blossom that. Not going to hold off on the Ash Blossom for something like Mitsurugi Prayers. Just going to try and cut him off, which is not a bad option. When you saw the Pot of Prosperity and he grabbed the one starter card and then used it right away, that could telegraph that there's nothing else in Tavion's hands that'll allow him to continue to play. But he is moving to normal summon.
Kusanagi will be able to add back the Saji, which doesn't really accomplish anything, and we'll just be setting one and passing.
Yep, definitely.
All right.
Carl saw his moment of opportunity and took it.
I mean, I kind of got a peek at Carl's hand here. I don't know if he can play.
Does he have a RYZEAL card to get things going?
I mean, you took away a lot of the RYZEAL cards on the Forbidden Limitless. There's not that many to work with anymore.
Providence Meow.
All right, going to activate Meows just in case he does know that there is a quick play ritual spell that MITSURUGI could potentially have.
I mean, yeah, just having prayers in this situation. Oh, just putting 3 in grave for the Escados.
That's why he did it. So this is some of that spicy stuff I was talking about. Arch Nemesis Ishatos is going to banish the 3 different type of monsters. And then now he can declare a type, destroy all types on the field, and won't be able to be summon those types until the end of the next turn.
Pretty good against reptiles.
Especially when Tavion left the reptile on the field. But you cannot expect the Ishatos coming down. No! Solemn Strike, Solemn Judgment. So it's going to be a costly one to stop it. But that could be game-saving here for Tavion. Like you mentioned, going first with your side deck included, there's a lot of good cards you can have. And that Solemn Judgment saving him here in this matchup.
All right, now able to normal summon the Saji, trying to force it through here on his second turn in the game. Saji's able to resolve, going to be able to grab that MITSURUGI Ritual. I can only assume. Yep, just going to grab it. He has the Habakiri in hand, has used its once per duel effect, but can use it to tribute.
But you're saying if it wasn't once per duel, he could use it again.
Is it? Are we talking about need, or are we talking about like? You know, it would be nice, I guess.
It would be nice.
I don't think he needs it.
You're right. You're right. There's a difference between want and need, and that is the case here. Let's see how Tavion's going to navigate this. He only has 4,000 life points thanks to Solemn Judgment, but Carl doesn't have too much in terms of defenses. 1 card in hand, 1 face down spell and trap card. MITSURUGI Ritual coming down next for Tavion.
Summon from deck.
He's going to use the effect to summon from deck.
Is there any response? Oh!
All right, so this is a card we haven't seen in a while. Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood.
Yeah.
I think the entire game plan that Carl has chosen for his deck is making your opponent give you another turn. And that is why these cards are in his deck. We're going to be tributing the Habakiri in hand to summon Murakuma from deck. Carl is going to gain 3,200 life points, and then Habakiri is going to be able to trigger. Because it was tributed to add any MITSURUGI card, we're just going to go ahead and grab prayers.
Yeah,
and I think we're just going straight into the battle phase here, not committing anything else.
Battle phase?
Yeah.
32.
Yeah. That evens it out, and then
16,000.
makes up for some difference here.
Yep. Doesn't give Carl too many life points, but the Dogwood did the job. But give him another turn. Nothing off the top there, and we're going to a game number 3.
Again, even though Tavion was the one that was able to win this game, what the cards that Carl are playing, like
unexpected.
I don't know how more game number 3 of YCS Providence, round number 7.
Let's do it. I'm really excited for this. The last time Carl went first, it was quite the game, so we'll see if he's going to have to play into something like Mulcharmy Fualos again. Or
what if Carl just chooses second? I could see that happening. He did! He chose second!
Oh, you could never expect the unexpected from Carl. Yeah.
It makes so much sense, like from what we've seen.
Incredible. So Carl choosing to go second. Tavion starting things off with pre-preparation. Yeah, it does make sense. Because, if Tavion thinks he's going first, he's going to side out the Solemn Judgments and stuff. And, like, we're talking about what is the turn 1 board that you're looking to make with MITSURUGI. No matter what you do, it's still not, like, going to be as overwhelming as something like that Aniteckzetto or Malice deck can make. Yeah,
he's playing cards like Ghost Sister, Spooky Dogwood. He's playing all the Mulcharmies. He's playing Arch Nemesis Escados. He has all the cards necessary to really crack the field. There's more for him to lose going first. I think this is a great decision.
All right, so he's going to use Habakiri.
And then double Fualos.
Oh, no. So he's going to special summon the monster from the deck. He's going to immediately tribute off. He's going to get a search, but Carl's going to get 2 cards for his trouble.
Luckily, he doesn't really need to special summon from the deck anymore. Or from the extra deck if he so chooses. He could just find a way to summon Murakuma from hand and stick with that. Which effectively doesn't really mean Carl benefited at all. Like, he traded 1 for 1 with both those cards. Going to be with a 6-card hand, which is fine. Like,
it feels like you benefited a little bit. Though.
Yeah, you stopped your turn effectively.
It's not a net positive quite just yet. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but still feels great. So he's going to add prayers
Which
with
usually
the
means
Saji.
he's set up to ritual summon already.
Anything on us?
He's not going to want to use Mitsurugi Ritual to summon from deck, that's for sure.
Silence looking hands.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I think that's a pretty confident way of showing that you're not going to go back in and give him any more draws. That is a lot of options.
Got Star RYZEAL, Node RYZEAL, Nibiru, Ash Blossom, and X RYZEAL. So between the RYZEAL monsters, X RYZEAL is looking like the best one, but he's going to go for Ash Blossom.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you would normally pick the X, but I think Ash is just so powerful in this position. A lot of the cards here, I think if he wants to set up under the Fualos reasonably, he's going to have to really pick and choose what cards are going to be in his hand at the end. And, especially if you're going to need prayers to resolve in this position. Looks like we're going to be activating the prayers now, tributing the Habakiri in his hand.
And you can guarantee that Tavion's not going to give him any more cards because he would otherwise have saved that talents. He knew that he needed his prayers resolved, so he knew he needed to check for an Ash Blossom, which he did, which is smart stuff here from Tavion.
Yep, I believe he's going to be adding the Murakumo from the effective prayers, and Habakiri will likely be adding the Mitsurugi Ritual. We'll see if he wants to summon anything else off prayers. He will not, opting to only resolve one of the effects of prayers. There is the Mitsurugi Ritual.
He'll be using that to summon the Ameno Murakamo from the hand.
Yep.
And then he'll tribute from the deck.
Going to be able to get another free resource here. I imagine you're just going to tribute away a Futsu.
Yeah, try and get access. Right now his goal is to get Mitsurugi Great Purification, have the Ameno Murakamo set up to where he can tribute that off to summon it back during the opponent's turn.
I mean, Great Purification or just another copy of Prayers. Both would be solid in this position. Prayers giving you a little bit more control, of when you want to use Murakumo's effect. And then we're going to use a Mirror to summon back Futsu from the graveyard. Murakumo is able to summon itself back from the grave as well.
Yep.
And this will get you access to Great Purification.
Yep, so he has everything he needs despite that double Fualos. So there's a deck that can play through double Fualos. It is going to be this one.
Yeah, this was the benefit of playing pure Mitsurugi that I mentioned earlier. You will play into the Molcharmies a little bit, but you can play into them well.
Might be the reason why Tavion decided to use this deck. So the Ameno Murakamo will bring itself back with its own effect. The Futsu will be able to special summon back reptiles from the graveyard.
Yeah, I really don't think he lost much of anything from this trade. I think he's fine with how this turned out.
No.
And we're setting a monster for insurance?
Yeah, that's interesting. And he didn't summon, he summoned 1, 2, 3, 4 times plus a set.
Known in hand? This,
The whole hand.
yeah. No.
He's letting him know the cards that he saw off the talents before the turn's over.
Yep.
Trophies.
I imagine whenever he activates a card, Murakumo will be chained, and then the Nibiru is going straight to the graveyard.
Stand by, man.
Yep. Special.
Going to be starting with the X.
I'm really liking the Mitsurugi Pure deck here from Tavion, the way he's playing it too. Yeah, low, not crazy combos, but low to the ground, can play into all the counter cards that people are playing.
Chain links.
I can see why he decided to bring it here this weekend. So we're going to see Carl Schaff with X RYZEAL sending Mirrological Aggregator from the extra deck to the graveyard as it is special summoned from the hand.
Yep, it's going to be likely Chainlink 2 Aggregator, targeting down the Murakumo here, which should prompt Tavion to do exactly nothing. There's no reason to activate the Murakumo there. If he opts to negate it, he will just allow it to be negated, when in reality you're going to summon back the Murakumo later.
I have one card in here. Let's target.
Oh, okay, no,
You could use the Futsu to summon back.
it looks like we're going to be targeting down the Futsu instead with the Aggregator here, not trying to see if Tavion will make a mistake.
Target Saji.
Futsu will chain because a monster summoned to summon out the Saji from the graveyard. X will resolve, adding Sword RYZEAL, and in a new chain,
Anything, Rez?
Saji.
Saji will trigger.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is tough. Pure RYZEAL has a difficult time clearing fields, and the field is going to get extremely wide.
I have a split sleeve.
Looks like one of Tavion's sleeves split, so Anytime you're like mid-match like that, you just swap it out with a sleeve from your side deck, not too bad, and then get new sleeves after the round's over.
Usually packs of sleeves when you're playing a 40-card deck, you get a couple extra, so...
That too.
Special sword.
We can go ahead and special summon Sword now.
Special's fine.
Effect.
It was a bold move for Carl to let Tavion go first, and Tavion pretty much got to the board he wanted. We're going to see if it's going to pay off here.
No response.
Opting to use the Murakumo.
And
then, yep, there's the nib that I assumed was going to be discarded immediately.
Res.
Being on res.
And the sword's going to add ice.
Now seems like a good time to go ahead and use that Prayers, tributing off the Murakumo here. Gonna get a lot of value out of this.
That is fine.
Yeah, the Prayers is going to be able to add. He can special summon back a monster if he wants, but the Ame no Murakama is going to be able to summon itself back and destroy all of Carl's monsters.
It looks like we're going to be adding the Kusanagi, and imagine you're just going to summon off the Kusanagi immediately to add back the Prayers here. That's like the loop that I love in this deck.
Go.
And now,
Chainlink 1.
Chainlink 1, Murakumo, Chainlink 2, Kusanagi.
2 target.
Oh, looks like we're just going to grab the Ritual here, and then Mirror will be able to go back in the deck because the monster was tributed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Effect to destroy.
Murakumo will be able to destroy the field here.
Yeah, that's fine.
And now he still has the Great Purification, as you mentioned earlier, for the normal summon of Ice RYZEAL.
Things are looking like Tavion might be able to take this game.
There's only one mystery card in Carl's hand. He wants to keep...
Thinking.
He has to respect the node, because there is an Xyz monster in the graveyard now.
Last. Special node.
Okay, looks like we're going to be leading with the node here, keeping the ice in hand.
Node.
Node is going to give up that Star Riser that we did also know about, so the unknown is still there.
Looks like he is going to use the Great Purification, trimming off the Futsu to negate the node.
We got to get another search here off of the Futsu, as well as summoning itself back to the field. That's going to grab
Wosu?
Wosu. This is, again, a free tribute. And the last card was Nemesis Flag!
Oh, man. If Carl wins because of this, that would be crazy.
Saving the normal summon. Wasn't even planning on using the ice.
Because he knows his win condition is still that arch nemesis is Shatos. What is Tavion's last set card?
What a crazy card to draw for turn.
Oh, yeah, because he knew all his cards. Because of the triple tactics talent. Oh, it's Protos he's going for. But Protos is also just calling...
That's pretty good.
It's still good enough. Just calling Dark.
How does he do it?
How does he do it? Who is this man?
Getting 3 different attributes here. We have Light, Wind, and we're going to get the Dark from the Aggregator. Protos hits the field. Is there an effect failure? Is there an infinite permanence? It's activated, calling Dark.
Tavion considering his options.
Considering his life right now.
Yeah,
How did we get here?
He's either trying to respond or trying to just... No, it's going to resolve, and all dark monsters on the field will be destroyed. Protoss will protect itself.
Attempt to enter battle.
Oh, man. Right when I thought it was over here for Carl. It's every time. I always think it's like over for Carl, and somehow...
I mean, he made those card choices that puts him in
this.
this position.
Indeed he did. Indeed he did. Clearing that massive board. 5 monsters gone. Poof, just like that. Tavion can't summon any dark monsters.
I'm surprised. Oh, he could not use the effect of Saji or Kusanagi to protect in that position, right? Because they're all being destroyed?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
I needed to make sure on that real quick.
I just can't special, right? I can normal.
That is correct. You can still normal summon dark monsters, you just can't special summon them at all. But that's the thing, right? When you're playing an all-dark deck and Protoss on the field, you can never summon again.
Because you can just keep calling dark. The Protoss is a dark on the field. It will always protect itself. But we'll see if Tavion's going to find a way to get the Protoss off the field. That's his goal right now. Carl low on cards, so if he can deal with Protoss, he'll be in fine position.
Draw phase.
Draw phase. Cool.
So it looks like he's going to start with the Mitsurugi prayers. He's praying right now for some way to deal with his arch nemesis Protoss.
The Protoss not being able to be destroyed by card effect is also so relevant because he could have prayers on his opponent's turn immediately, like in draw phase or something, to summon back the Murakumo that's already been properly summoned from the graveyard, try to destroy the field, but not even be able to do that here. I don't know if there is an out in engine to this card.
I mean, for Tavion's sake, he's sure hoping so.
They cut off the pseudo kaiju effect of Wusso as well. Looks like we're going to be just setting a monster.
Oh,
and we're going to be calling Dark every turn. He's going to normal summon Ice after this. That is the last card we know in hand.
How does he do it?
Drop a giant.
A game we thought it was completely over, had the best card possible.
Standby.
Standby main. Is he going to start with the Protoss effect?
Okay, we have the Great Purification. This allows him to tribute here. Or to special summon back from grave and tribute a monster.
Okay.
Kusanagi is going to be able to add back the Great Purification. And then he could choose to search off of... Is he choosing to?
Fact.
Oh, no, it doesn't seem like it.
Dominus Impulse.
He added back the trap, so it will not destroy.
And now Nemesis Flag effect.
Oh, that is once per turn.
You got it.
That might just be game. That's game!
This isn't just RYZEAL. This is arch nemesis RYZEAL. Nemesis Flag adding Protoss. His brother is Shantos. And it's going to be enough.
Carl's my goat. Carl's my goat.
Insane. It's insane. He's unbeatable. He's